What's up, guys? So I'm gonna do a little bit of an update video. Actually, has it been a while since I last uploaded? I can't remember now. I've been so busy working on other stuff, I'm starting to lose track. So the uploads aren't as frequent anymore because I've actually worked through most of my backlog. I've got a few more videos that I can throw up in the meantime, but right now I'm on my way to go look at a couple trailers. Nothing fancy, not a big ass enclosed one like I was originally planning on. The idea was actually to buy a big enclosed trailer and kind of set it up as a mobile headquarters, because once travel's permitted again and I can actually drive my own rig across the border and all that other stuff, I wanted to do some ATV trips to several areas, and it just make things way nicer if I had a spot where if I broke something on the machine I could just fix it in an enclosed space and have like a little workbench in there for everything, plus editing videos on the go there, because I hate waiting until I get home to do my edits and my uploads, because I burn through SD cards a lot quicker than I anticipate, so it's a bit of a pain in the ass. Once I run out of SD cards, then I gotta pick what I gotta delete and what I'm gonna keep. So the alternative is just buy more SD cards, which I'll likely do, considering my laptop screen is smashed, so I can't even edit things on the go right now. But I don't think the enclosed is actually gonna happen now, mainly because, well, I bought this truck because it would pull the enclosed like nothing. An enclosed steel trailer starts at like $5,000 for a single axle, and I don't want to steal because I live in Canada. I'll do a lot of winter trips, which means there's going to be a lot of salt on it, which means it's going to rust, and then the aluminum's even more expensive at like $6,000, and yeah, this truck can pull the trailer no problem, but I may not actually keep this truck anymore, because my original plan was to build this thing and crank up the horsepower on it, but the more horsepower, the less reliable it's going to be, and in my area, these trucks like to go missing, in quotation marks. So I don't really want to throw another $15,000 at this thing just to have somebody come and steal it. So I may be replacing this truck in a few years, and whichever I replace it with will not pull that enclosed as nice as this thing would. So now that there's a lot of gas trucks that can actually get pretty much the same mileage what I'm getting with this, there really makes no sense in keeping a diesel with all the higher costs of maintenance and all that stuff. So I'm not sure what I'll go to next, but if I do get, say, a smaller truck, I don't want to have a massive enclosed trailer that's just gonna suck the fuel mileage out of it. So I'm actually looking for pretty much a galvanized version of the trailer I've been using right now. Of course, something with suspension, something much nicer, something with fairly high walls on it. And if I do any of the winter trips or whatever, I'll just throw a tarp over the machine so it's not getting salt blasted. So that's what we're doing right now. So I'm gonna head up to Brampton, check a couple places there, head to Hamilton, check a couple places there, and see if there's something fairly priced, because aluminum and galvanized trailers are substantially more than the steel versions, and the prices of everything is just freaking stupid now because of inflation and the coronavirus and all that other crap, and people can't go nowhere, so they've been spending money on toys. So everyone and their grandma now has an ATV or a Sea-Doo or whatever. So anyways, now I'm just ranting. Now, for as far as it goes with content on the channel, I am going to be dropping a new video either tonight or maybe midday tomorrow or maybe sometime next week, and that's going to be my Haliburton adventure on the Victoria Day weekend, which is also known as May 2-4 weekend for American viewers, because they do not have that holiday, obviously. So what I did on that trip was I headed up to an area in Haliburton that a friend told me about and did some riding, met up with a couple other guys there, and it turned out to be quite the interesting weekend. And the idea was I was going to camp and ride there all weekend, but back at that time there was a ban on Crownland camping because apparently it wasn't safe to camp in the middle of nowhere during a pandemic with nobody else around. Ontario logic. So that part of the trip didn't work out as planned, but thankfully I had a plan B and I was able to continue on with my weekend. So I'm gonna launch that video very soon, and at the end of this video I'm going to throw up a teaser trailer for it as well, so stick around for that. And then outside of that video, because I kind of broke it down into a movie format, so it's about, I think it might be an hour and 35 minutes. That's the longest video I've ever done yet. But I also subscribe to a music site as well, so I've got soundtracks for the channel now, which is really cool, and I love doing stuff like that. So I've got that element to it. I don't think I censored any swearing in that video because movie format, all that shit, so I'm like, okay, whatever. And then I believe I broke the video down into 6 uncut extended versions. I can't remember how long each one of those is, but I can throw those up on the channel as well if you guys are interested in those, and that kind of keeps the content coming for a bit while I work on the newest video, which is going to be a little bit different because I decided to try out that headband mount on my trip up to my cottage on the Pickerel River. So we did some Sea-Doo stuff, we did some stuff on the boat. That was actually my first time driving the boat, and that actually turned out pretty good. There's nothing to that thing. But yeah, I think it's going to be more of just like, instead of focusing mainly on like the riding and all that stuff, I think it's going to be more of like a mix of riding with the other stuff that I've done. So it's going to be more of like a casual adventure video with Sea-Doo elements and things like that. So I'll get, well actually I've got to start working on that thing, so it'll be a while before that video comes out, but when it does, then you guys can let me know if you do like that kind of thing, because I did name this channel Octane Adventures for a reason. So there will be more of that kind of content. And let's see, this video may be a little bit of a longer update, so maybe like 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. Yeah, probably more like 15 minutes. But I'll get into my ultimate plan, but it all depends on the United States. So what I had hoped to do by this winter was buy a brand spanking new machine from a dealership, throw it on the trailer, and head down and do some riding, because since I work in mining, I'm usually laid off over the winter months, so that's the only time that I actually have to do things, because I don't get vacation because I'm seasonal. So I was going to load up the new four-wheeler, head down there and go on an adventure, but the new four-wheeler is not going to happen because new four-wheelers are like 6 months delayed in orders, and I know some just released the 2022 models, but I don't see those coming in until like the end of next year. So I'm almost wondering, it's like, does it make sense for me to buy a 2022 right now, or does it make sense to just wait for the 2023s? Because the one thing that's really going to piss me off is if I buy a 2022 and then they come out with a whole new design for 2023. I don't want that. So anyways, back to the topic at hand. I'm gonna end up doing this trip in this truck and with the 1985 250 Big Red. So that's gonna be interesting. But the plan is, as soon as the Americans let fully vaccinated Canadians in, I will be traveling down to the United States, and my main goal is to get to Cerro Gordo in California. Now, that is going to be one hell of a road trip. I do not want to stop. I'm going to limit my stops as much as I can, and I do not want to spend a shit ton of money on hotels and whatnot. So that's why I've got this cap on the back of my truck, because I'm going to sleep inside that thing. That is the plan. And once I get there, explore the mines a bit. I've been making some emergency preparations just in case shit hits the fan. I do need to pick up a full-size spare tire because this truck is on 20s and 33s. I don't like the fact that it is on 20s because that's not the best for off-roading. The fact that it's also got some decent negative offset, that's not too good either for suspension components. So this thing's alright in the pavement and mild off-road, but if I get a flat tire, I'd pretty much be screwed. So I gotta pick that up. I've got some other shit here just in case. But after I go there, I need to stop it. I'm gonna stop in Arizona, visit a friend there, maybe go to Texas. It depends on how bad the coronavirus situation is down there, because I do not want to get it. Even though I'm vaccinated, I don't need to carry that virus, because to get back into Canada, I'm gonna have to test, and I don't want to quarantine, so I do not want to have the virus in my system, because that's really gonna make things complicated. But anyways, that's the big plan. I'm hoping I can make that work. And if I have a little more time over the winter, I may even take the trike to the Hatfield-McCoy trails in Virginia, because those trails are just something else. Like, you can go through a trail and then boom, you're in the middle of a city and people don't care, and then you just hop back on the trail right there, grab something to eat, grab your fuel, and away you go. So that would definitely be interesting, and I'm sure the trike is going to get a lot of looks. And then next year, if things are good, we'll be hitting Silver Lake Sand Dunes in Michigan, because I have a friend that's close by. So I've already got accommodations. And then we are also going to Trike Fest 2022 if we can make it happen. And I'm going to see if everything works out. I'm going to see if the local trike crew will be down for that, and maybe even the guys from Ottawa, which I do still want to get myself out there and try that as well, because there is an abandoned gold mine just across the border in Quebec, which looks pretty fun to ride on, or ride in. So I want to hit that up. And I think that pretty much wraps up this update for now. I'm going to leave you guys now with the trailer to that movie, which I will probably just say fuck it and upload it later tonight after this video. Maybe 9 o'clock, maybe 10 o'clock. If not, tomorrow at high noon, 12 o'clock. So, here you guys go. Enjoy, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.
Used